try to add a little something with it. But no, he's absolutely insane. So I think I'm gonna do a whole separating the art from the artist thing. Even though I hate his music personally, I feel like it's gonna provide a nuanced discussion. Thoughts on Destroy Lonely album? I think it's his best album in a minute. Yeah, but you have a signed vinyl by David. Oh, what are you gonna do with it? I'm not gonna lie, you could probably sell it for like more money than you thought. To be real, or more, or more money than you think currently. And David's music is so trash. I can't even get through an album. Like, and I'm an album guy. Like, before I even listened to J. Cole albums in full when they first dropped, just so I can hear how bad he is. But like this, I couldn't even do it. And it's really important that I tell you that, because anytime I talk about separating the art from the artist, people always default to, oh, well, you're just a fan of this person. No, no, I do not like this weird, this little like too white for the black, too black for the white music. I'm not moved. I'm not impressed. I didn't like Juice World either. Hello, in here with the hot takes. Anyways, David, okay, if you don't know who I'm talking about, he's a musician who basically, it was revealed who he allegedly, I'm saying this, for legal reasons, allegedly dated like a child who was like 11 when they met. And apparently he unalived her when she was 13. And then, yeah, and she was like in the trunk of his Tesla. I'm not laughing at, is that not insane, bro? Like, what is wrong with people? So anyways, he's a disgusting guy, right? But as you know, and this, it's not why it took me so long to get to this video, but as you know, I hate videos where it's just like something we all agree upon and there's not really a discussion to be had. Like, yeah, this guy's disgusting. Can't wait until he gets apprehended by the police. But yeah, which by the way, he's still free. And I still don't know how that, like, people are telling me, like, people are like, oh, like he's free because, they need like more evidence, blah, blah, blah. Bro, black men have been arrested just off vibes. Like, I don't know how he's getting out here. How come it's like the one black guy that commits a crime that can't get arrested? How crazy is that? Wait, what? Where am I? Bro, oh, here we go. There I am. Yeah, singer David has canceled his show tonight after a dismembered body being found in the back of his car, bro. Like, is this not insane? And the victim's mother said her daughter had a boyfriend named David, and his name's David. Now, he looks like this, and that's going to be a factor later, bro, because people get weird about it. So anyways, look, singer David has a tattoo that matches one found on a 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. Now, mind you, it says she's 15, but she went missing at age 13. So she likely did not make it to 15, unfortunately. Yeah, but anyways, like I was saying, like, obviously, horrible guy. And like, as you can see right here, it says like born in 2010. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyways, point is, we can all agree this guy's disgusting. And I'm going to go through a little bit more of his disgustingness. However, after that, we're actually going to have a discussion about separating art from artist, even though he's a bad artist. I like contributing to the conversation, expanding, becoming anew. Yeah, I'm going to point out some of the weird things people are doing, okay? Basically, someone saying, because Tana and Corday were seen with David at Paris Fashion Week. And there's a lot of stuff, like there's a bunch of celebrities who took a picture with him, or whatever. And it is extremely irritating to me because if you are in someone's, the thing is, for one, them being here does not mean they're friends. Okay, how many times, like, you've been at some sort of event, you kind of just got to make conversation with somebody. But also, even if they were friends, bro, do you think this man is telling his friends, hey man, like, this 11-year-old, like, no, like, there's no way. I refuse to believe it. Now, obviously, we're gonna get to this later. There are some people who knew, but I feel like we shouldn't be quick to assume that everyone around him knew what he was on. Plus, this is Tana, bro. I swear he's been like 14 for like 3 years. Anyways, that's very unfair. Someone hate commented on Cali Uchis. I might show you that later. Okay, here's something I don't like though. Okay, someone said calling it now, David's gonna end his stuff, implying he's gonna unalive himself. They said wouldn't it be the first time celebrity unalive themselves after being exposed for being a PDF. And she said calling him celebrity is very generous of me, by the way. Here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna get big on you momentarily. Here's the thing. Being a PDF and being a murderer are like the two worst things. Yeah, two of the three worst things. I mean, no, being an essayer, a PDF, and a murderer are the three worst things you could possibly be. We don't need to throw in other jabs. You know what I mean? Like, I promise you, it is enough that this man did this horrendous thing and that we're calling him a murderer. We're like, ew, you're disgusting. You like children. You did this to an 11-year-old, a 13-year-old. We don't need to take pot shots at his career. Like, we don't need to be like, oh, was he really a celebrity? Because that's not important. Okay, and I feel like it undermines, when people do stuff like that, I feel like it genuinely undermines how serious of a thing we're talking about here. It's like, imagine like someone, like there was a couple and then they broke up and then the young lady was like, oh my gosh, like he beat me. Like he used to like beat me up. And we're like, oh no, like he beat you. That's crazy. And she's like, yeah, and his meat was small. You know what I mean? Like, see how it just waters down like the concept? It's like, bro, like that's not important. But yeah, I got a little on you once more. I don't appreciate comments like that. Okay, like I feel like it doesn't do what they're supposed to do. And here's some incriminating evidence. I bookmarked a lot of this. And also, if you see this and get suspicious, it's because I want to know what she puts on her skin, because I might add that to my routine because I think there's some good skin there. Okay, so here's the streets are saying that this is not the same person, which I don't know. I feel like they look vaguely similar. I mean, but I'm not going to hang my hat on that just in case. But oh my gosh, dude, there's a video from this day. If you see what his shirt says, you think he should be arrested on the spot. I mean, more than he already should. Oh yeah, something else is obviously, okay, so I had to move this rectangle. Obviously, his streams are going up, okay? Because for one, was he a celebrity? Yes. Like, was he a successful artist? You know, yeah, sure, you could say that. A lot of people didn't know who he was. Like, I'm not gonna, like, I knew him by his name. I did not actually listen to his music. I tried listening to his music after this. I think someone had already recommended like this song to me like years ago, and I had it in my library because I was gonna listen to it. Never got to it. I tried bumping him after, and I was like, bro, this is just like, it's horrible music. But no, basically, the thing is, this song in particular, for one, I'm pretty sure it was already his most famous song, right? But this one, he has lyrics where he's like, oh, I killed you. Like, and people are in the quotes being like, oh my gosh, see, allegations don't ruin men's careers. Bro, they're not listening because they're vibing with the music, bro. And it's like, if you genuinely think that, give it until everyone forgets about this, which, you know, unfortunately, you know, all these things are going to run their course eventually. But once everyone forgets about this, it's going to go right back down to where it was. People are genuinely just curious, okay? And basically, rumor has it, she was also pregnant. And people are saying this is probably why, okay? Now, let's look at these little chats. He out here saying him and so-and-so got a kid on the way. Now, mind you, this, just so you know, anything I'm saying right now, this is not in, people our age just don't appreciate love at all. Ew. Oh my God. Okay. And this, just so you know, anything I'm saying in this video is not me defending him. It's just me being like, not devil's advocate, because I'm not advocating for anything. I'm just like giving you like the other side. Me and so-and-so have a kid on the way. I could see that as being a joke, which, mind you, does not change. It doesn't undo the murder, you know, or the very problematic age gap, to say the least. But it's just a thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, and then he's talking about how much he likes gore, and he really liked gore, he really into it. And then wait, hold up. Oh yeah, apparently they have a lot of pictures together where like her face is always covered. It's like he knew and he was plotting. Anyways, all this, I don't want to go through all that, but like it's I'm not gonna lie, it looks very apparent that he allegedly did this. You know what I mean? And just more Discord stuff. He says, hey, Celeste was her name, R.I.P. And then she's like, hi. And, you know, they're kind of in there back and forth. Okay. And then he has a lot of weird old tweets coming out, like where he just says weird things. And it's like, bro, what's wrong with you? And also, look, oh my gosh, bro, someone on Reddit, which says only an hour ago, so after the incident. But I don't know, there were definitely people coming out saying that, like, you know, this guy seemed to be on weird stuff. He seemed to be on weird timing. Oh yeah, then he had a leaked song called Celeste that came out, and it's so, bruh, it's so whack, bro. Like, his music's so bad, but like it's also like creepy, like knowing the whole context of like her. Oh yeah, but apparently there's two different Celestes going around, so it's like, gotta be careful. I also get to the nitty gritty, okay? Apparently, bro, there's a song where he says, I thought you didn't want no kids, so I feel like that kind of goes with like the pregnancy angle, which, mind you, is even more troubling remembering that, you know, she's a child herself. Yeah, apparently, you know, they searched his house. Oh yeah, and something important, bro. I tweeted this, okay? But I was like, I'm making this about me. People call me a contrarian all the time, when really I just stand for what I believe in. This would be a perfect situation for me to be a contrarian, for me to be like, hey, wait, guys, but no, I'm not doing that, you know, because like I'm talking about what I believe, bro. Like I hate when people throw that contrarian term on me. But yeah, dude, it's so funny. People in the comments are like, they're like, I want him arrested, and it's like, duh, like, yeah, you do want him arrested. I hope so. Okay, yeah, in that video I mentioned earlier, he's wearing a I heart boobs shirt. How disgusting of a man is he? Okay, now I'm gonna get big on you. Now we're gonna get to like the topic of the video. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about how gross and vile this man is. And I feel like it paints a nice picture, given the fact that I'm gonna tell you, I don't think someone's a bad person if they happen to like his music and still listen after this incident. I've always been team separate the art from the artist, okay? I was a Kanye fan. Like, you you really have to, you know, since a young age, you really have to be prepared to do that. And also R. Kelly, for God's sakes, bro. That musical genius, horrible person. The first thing a nigga will say to me every time is, oh, the artist, they made the art. Well, yeah, duh. The art is an expression of the artist. Yeah, duh. An artist can make a compelling expression, and you can find that expression compelling without condoning who that artist is as a person. It's very simple. It's a simple concept. I can listen to Vultures and Vultures 2, and I forgot. I'm trying to think of songs I like on there. Damn, that's tough. It's Vultures and Vultures 2. I can't even think. But anyways, I'm sure there's songs that I like on there, and I can listen to them without being anti-Semitic, without condoning anti-Semitism. Like, if he gets to an anti-Semitic bar, I'm not like, yeah, let's go. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm I'm vibing to the music. I'm vibing to how it sounds. As a matter of fact, if it gets to like an anti-Semitic bar, I'll be like, oh, don't agree. I'm not on board with this. But then like I'll just keep, the rest of the song, I'll keep on trucking. Bro, just like, dude, I listen to some like nasty rappers. Sometimes they talk about like licking toes, bro. I'm not big into toe licking. Okay, so I'll just kind of brush off that part. You know what I mean? Like, if you can minimize it to things that aren't problematic, it's going to be much easier for you to understand. I listen to Charlie XCX. She's one of my favorite artists of all time. Top 3 all time for me. I don't want to fuck her husband. That nigga George, bro. She be singing about that nigga George. No, not into him. Ariana Grande making songs about Pete Davidson. I like Ariana Grande. I don't relate. I don't condone. Like, I'm like, okay. No, as a matter of fact, I don't condone. Okay, I don't condone someone getting with a medium ugly. So it's like I actively don't condone it. But if I like the song, I like the song. In this situation, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not glad it happened. I'm not glad it happened. However, I'm glad, silver lining, it gives me an avenue to talk about this in the way that I'm talking about it. Because again, people are like, oh, like this is them like expressing themselves. And they're like, it's different in this instance. And people try to say this with like R. Kelly too, like, oh yeah, he's like singing about minors. And it's like, okay, this guy, they're saying, oh, well, the person he's singing about is a minor. He's talking about like killing people and he ended up killing her. And it's like, yes, okay, that happened. What's the difference between that in us? I mean, other than, being being a pedophile, obviously, other than being a pedophile, what's the difference between that and someone listening to King Von, listening to Young Thug pre-arrest, where they're talking about sliming people out, wiping noses, songs where people are literally drug dealers. It's like a lot of these people, anti-gun violence, don't condone drug use. Again, that's literally the joke. It's like, oh yeah, I'm in the suburbs while I'm listening to King Von just because it pumps me up. Like, yeah, you don't condone that stuff. Literally, Take-A's biggest song was, I'm not lying, Take-A's biggest song was about him taking someone's life and going on the run for it. And it's like, nobody gets mad at those people, which I feel like there's something to be said there about the normalization of violence that's being done through music, which I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I have a problem with violence, but I don't have a problem with the music. It's just like, why are we not holding this to the same standard as we hold other things? Like, yes, being a pedophile, horrible, horrible. Like, you say that's worse. You say being a pedophile and a assaulter is worse, hands down, than being a murderer. Like, you can absolutely say that, and I'd agree with that take, actually. But what you can't tell me is that they're in completely different stratospheres. Like, you can't tell me, like, if liking children's this bad, right? And essaying people is also this bad. Like, they're up here. You can't tell me that murder is down here. Like, murder has to at least be like in this area. You know what I mean? Like, if we're talking about like the morals of people. Now, mind you, I'm saying if you were a David fan and you found out what he did, it makes you uncomfortable and you can't listen to his music again, that's perfectly fine. Like nobody is trying to force you to listen to anything. My problem is the people who look down on others who can still listen to that thing without condoning the thing that took place. Bro, I had to take the craziest shit just now. Bro, I've had the worst stomach thing, bro. I don't know what to do. I'm talking about that later. But anyways, I've heard people say, they're like, oh, I can't listen to so-and-so without thinking about this. Like, they can't listen to R. Kelly without thinking of the fact that R. Kelly had his little dungeon, had people in the basement, he was peeing on them, and he was dealing with women who weren't of age. Like, me personally, when I listen to R. Kelly, I'm like, bro, he really singing that shit. Like, he is hitting those notes. It's more so after the song is done where I'm like, man, like, why do you have to be a horrible guy? But there are other things, like someone like Kevin Spacey. I cannot watch Kevin Spacey in anything. It makes me so uncomfortable, okay? Because he ended up, I don't know if it was full-blown R-wording somebody, but he tried to coerce somebody into sleeping with them. And it's like, when I look at him, I can see it. I can tell, like, it's just the vibe. But I know there's plenty of people who watch Kevin Spacey, content and are completely fine because they don't see that, because he is a good actor. They just see him, like, take over the role. They're not like, oh, this is a predator playing this character. They're just like, okay, this is like a movie or show that I'm watching. That's legit. And I feel like me having that lends credence to what I'm saying here. Like, I'm not the guy who, oh, I just don't care about anything and I'll listen or watch anything. There are things I care. There are people who make me uncomfortable. Another person randomly, Autumn. Twin Uzis, bro. I cannot listen to Autumn the same way I used to. For one, I'm not gonna lie, it makes the music come across like really corny. Like, if I'm being so for real. Because it's like, I'm a big context guy, and I forgot how old Autumn is. He's older than me though, for sure. And he's been making the same type of music for years. This is not an Autumn video, but he's making the same type of music for years. And it's like audibly, I'll be like, okay, this is decent. But then like I'll kind of just get uncomfortable. You know what it was? My collection. My collection was one of my favorite songs for a very long time by Autumn, right? And if you don't know who Autumn is, I'm so sorry that I'm wasting your time right now. Basically, he had one of my favorite songs. He goes through, he starts talking about different women. Someone either commented on it or like retweeted or something, and they said all these women that he's mentioning are minors. And it just, I was never able to like snap back from that. I mean, now I can't listen to it without being uncomfortable. Unlike, again, other artists like an R. Kelly or a Kanye, where I can listen to them and not think about, oh, like this like horrendous thing that they did. Like I can just vibe, I can consume the content. And that's another thing about separating the art from the artist. You listening to certain things is about suspending your disbelief. Whoa, thought I paused. Oh no. Like when you're listening to music, you're not analyzing every single line. Like I listened to Destroy Your Lonely album. He probably said some shit in there where if I analyzed it line by line, I'd be like, bro, you're fucking lying. If I did that, I'm like, you're not about that life. It's like, but you could listen to music like that. Or you listen to it just to experience it. Like I'm experiencing the picture that Destroy Lonely is trying to paint when he does something like that. Like you're listening to the experience that the artist is trying to convey, as similar to watching a play or, musical, movie, whatever. You're trying to consume the experience. You're not analyzing that. I mean, I hope you're not, because I don't know how you'd enjoy anything if you're analyzing, oh, the director, they're doing this. I know the director's doing this, da, 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 da. Like I don't watch a Quentin Tarantino movie. Like I don't watch Pulp Fiction and think to myself, oh my gosh, Tarantino, man. You know what I mean? Like maybe like after the movie when it's good, I'm like, oh man, like Tarantino, what a good director. Like when I'm watching the movie, I'm watching the movie. Like I'm in the experience. So it's like anything outside of that doesn't really mean anything. Okay. And that doesn't mean I condone any of the actors, any of the directors, any of the producers, anything like that. And as a society, we should be able to acknowledge when artwork is compelling, no matter who made it. Because if it's compelling, it's compelling. If it's compelling to you, it's compelling to you, not compelling to someone else, not compelling to someone else. Like, again, I said, I think David's music is trash. But if it's the best thing ever to you, like the experience that the song gives you, if that's the best thing ever to you, then that's the best thing ever to you. And that's not any sort of condoning of the artist itself. At the end of the day, we don't know any of these niggas. Like truthfully, bro, like the person on your number one Spotify rap could be doing all the things that David's doing, and you wouldn't know. And I feel like that's another good argument. It's like, bro, do you know how many things that these people are doing behind the scenes that we probably don't even know about? And again, how slippery of a slope this argument is. Because in my mind, say R. Kelly makes a song about rainbows and say P. Diddy makes a song about rainbows and sunshine and to love everyone. Okay. I mean, to love everyone consensually. And he specifies consensually in there. Like if he makes a song like that, makes super like uplifting song, that versus I'm trying to think of someone who's like a sweetheart, like objectively. Say Keanu Reeves makes a song that's about killing people, committing SA, selling drugs, stuff like that. If we're talking about which song is worse to consume, you can't tell me that the noble, super kind, love everyone song is worse just because the person who made it, when there's one song that's literally glorifying bad behavior. Now, mind you, this is songs that glorify bad behavior. I don't have a problem with them. And that's my point here. And it's like what I'm saying to you, you are like, if you disagree with me, you already know the facts of what I'm saying to you. The thing is, when people are like, oh, you can't separate the art from the artist, it's because they're feeling emotional, right? That's an emotional response. But we all know logically, I can listen to a song, again, by Tay-K, where he's talking about blasting someone in the face and not condone the event of blasting someone in the face. We all know that you can listen to a song, not agree with the contents of it when it comes to your actual morals, and still vibe to it. So if you're going to sit here and tell me that we have the ability to do that, because objectively we have the ability to do that, we can do that, but we can't at the same time listen to music and not condone the artists and things they do outside of the music, that's insane. And that's an argument for most of these cases. Because again, most of these cases, these people, when they have these problematic things, they don't bring it into the music. But again, this David situation is very specific because he did bring it into the music, okay? And the thing is, now mind you, if I want to buy some, because people talk about showing support, I'd understand if I wanted to buy some David merch or something, or some R. Kelly merch, some Kanye merch, I'd understand a lot more. Oh, wow, you're supporting him, da, 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 da. Even though, say Kanye comes out with like a cool shirt and I just want that fucking cool shirt because I want the drip, then I want the drip. But I understand what you're saying because more money is going to them in that sense. You understand, when you stream music, people as small as we've established, the small of the amount we've established that artists make from streaming, I promise you it's even less than that. Streaming directly does not give you anything. It's concert tickets, it's merch. That's where you get your money from when you're a music artist. So it's like, if you really want to get technical when it comes to supporting the artist, you're not even doing it like that. And also, when it comes to an artist that, like, for one, R. Kelly's in jail. He's not getting a dime off me listening to him. And again, hopefully this David guy also ends up in jail, so he's not getting a dime from people listening to him. But also, even if, right, say it did support them. Like, say someone's like, oh, I can still make money because I'm still, my music's on streaming. I'm making enough to make a living off that. Why should me or you punish ourselves due to the actions of someone else? Okay, straight up. Because another thing, again, if you truly stop listening to an artist because you don't want to support them, why are you punishing yourself? Again, Kanye, for instance. Kanye has some of my favorite songs of all time. If I'm in the mood to listen to Flashing Lights, why would I not listen to Flashing Lights? But because of something he did? And now I'm punished for that? Like, that makes no sense. This person did something wrong and they should be reprimanded, especially when it comes to like legal stuff. But that David dude, he should be reprimanded. They will handle that, and they should handle that, and I hope it gets handled effectively. Why do I have to take extra steps by personally stopping listening to the music? Again, I don't like his music. His music's trash. I need to say that every time so you guys understand this. Like, what is me stopping listening to the bad music gonna do? That's another thing I don't like about it. It's like, you understand, you not listening to somebody is not gonna change their life. Like, I'm sorry. So when we get into these interpersonal arguments about like, oh, I listen to this person, I don't listen to this person, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything unless except punishing yourself if you do want to listen to the music. An artist I don't like because of things they've done outside of music, Daniel Caesar. But the thing is, Daniel Caesar, I didn't really like his music that much in the first place. So it's like, I'm not punishing myself by like, oh, I can't listen to Daniel Caesar. Now I'm just not going to force myself to like Daniel Caesar. I accidentally deleted a clip from like a couple minutes ago, so I'm gonna try to finish my thought. It was when I was saying, okay, so we can separate the art from what we're consuming, right? Or we can separate our consumption from the sentiment of the art, right? We're listening to the song, hey, I don't agree with this. TK's talking about killing people. I disagree. Boom. If we can do that, then of course we can do that with the artist, right? Like, hey, this artist has things I don't believe in, so let's I just like the song though. If we can do both of those, why not be able to do them at the same time? Okay. And I'm sorry, like, if this is like some sort of repeat, the problem is, I'll explain it in a second. Basically, if I mess up a take, like if I stumble over my words, like I go and I just like delete the last take, but the last take wasn't actually the last take. Like it's so embarrassing. So I literally accidentally just deleted a clip randomly in the middle, and I hope that's the only time I did it, not gonna lie. But anyways, if I liked Daniel Caesar's music, I would listen to Daniel Caesar, because why would I punish myself because I think he's a shitty person? That makes no sense. Why would you punish yourself if you think they're a shitty person? Like, it will never make sense to me, this logic. Like, there is no sensible way that you can tell me that listening to music in any way means you condone what an artist is doing outside the music. For one. There's no way you can tell me that it means you condone what they're doing inside the music. And there's no way you can tell me it's condoning both of those things at the same time, just mandatory. It's telling me that you, like, look, if you can't separate the art from the artist, that's fine. But that's your problem. Like that's your issue. That's your problem. That's your lack of a bit. Like, if someone tells me they listen to Daniel Caesar, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay. I'm not going to press them and be like, oh, do you know why I don't like Daniel Caesar though? Because they could very well also not like Do you know how many people you meet on a daily basis who listen to artists where they're like, yeah, like I actually like don't like them as a person? No, it's very common. I think the problem is nowadays there's so much stan culture, so much culture where it's like, oh, my favorite artist, they did this, I have to defend them. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Where it's like, you think because you like someone's music so much, you have to defend them as a human being. You don't. This happens all the time with Michael Jackson. You literally don't, bro. It's like you don't know these people and you're not any less of a fan of the music if you don't like them or if you don't defend something they're doing outside. Just like for the longest time. Now, look, I'll tell you this right now. There were certain things when Kanye was doing, that Kanye was doing, that were worth defending a bit. Because it was like, as soon as he said slavery was a choice, people started kind of like, when he would say certain things, they would like make implications that weren't necessarily there. So then, sometimes it does have to be cleared up. But there was a point with Kanye where, again, like say a lot of us probably love his music, right? But when he started genuinely being anti-Semitic, saying even racist things, saying homophobic things, there was no need to defend him. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is your favorite album of all time? Okay, it still is, even if you acknowledge that he's anti-Semitic and that's bad. But you know what I mean? It's the culture. Because I remember when the baby went through his whole thing where people were saying he made a homophobic rant, which by the way was not true. When I tell you, anytime that incident comes up, I get so activated. The baby basically said, if you don't have AIDS, make some noise or put your cell phone light up. If you don't have AIDS or any disease that like is gonna kill you, put your cell phone light up. And then he said, ladies, if your pussy tastes like water, put your cell phone light up. And then third thing he said, fellas, if you're not sucking a nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone light up. And people were mind you, there's a whole sentence in between them, but people were like, oh my gosh, he's saying that the people who are going to suck dick in the parking lot, they're gay. So then, and then he said the thing about AIDS. So he's saying all gay people have AIDS. Oh my gosh, he's so homophobic. Now, mind you, is the baby homophobic? Of course, probably. Not just people like that. You can probably archetype him as a homophobic type. But that sentence in and of itself, it was 3 separate sentences, bro. That was not homophobia. And y'all know I love to call out homophobia more than anybody. That wasn't homophobia. Now, mind you, was it potentially using homophobia to get people to, put their cell phone light? Yeah. Capitalizing on the homophobia of those in the audience? Yeah, sure. But he wasn't saying, hey, bro, if you're gay, don't put your cell phone light up for this, bro. We got to see some things. He wasn't saying that. Anyways, my point is, when I was on the front lines, bro. I was never into DaBaby's music, but I was on the front lines being like, bro, that was not homophobic. Like, it simply was not homophobic. And then people are like, oh, well, you can just, and people say this, they're like, oh, you can just like his music, but acknowledge it was bad. But I'm like, bro, like, you're not giving me an opportunity to tell you it's exactly the opposite. Same thing happened with Travis Scott and the Astroworld thing. Do I like Travis Scott's music? Yeah, not as much as like a Travis Scott fan, though. You know what I mean? I don't think he was responsible for those people passing away at the whole like festival thing. But then anytime I'm like, I don't think he's responsible, they're like, oh my, here we go, Travis Scott stands. And it's like, bro, no. It's like societally, we force these people into these boxes where it's like, oh no, this person's defending this act that they do. It must be a fan. It must be a stan who's doing this. Even if that person verbally, I would say so many times, I'm like, I don't like DaBaby's music. Even I got into a debate about this exact topic, bro, about David. It was I said his music is ass, but we can separate the art from the artist, bro. Legendary take incoming. If people say that you can't separate the art from the artist, what about artists that make shitty music? Does that make them shitty people? J. Cole, is he just the worst guy ever? Do we have to cancel J. Cole because he makes bad music? Who's that one white rapper, NF? Do we got to cancel NF because his music's bad? No. So it's literally, bro. Like if I find out some rapper or some singer goes and does charity work in their free time, does that mean I have to listen to their music? No. So it's like, why do we make it like the other way around? Why do we make that a thing? But anyways, okay, my point was about the David thing. I literally, on my post, I was like, his music is ass, but people can separate art from the artist. Because it was in response to a post where they're like, oh, someone has David on their Spotify Wrapped. Uh-oh. For one, that's stupid because obviously, even if you couldn't separate art from the artist, they clearly did not know by this time in the year. Bro, what the fuck? Bro, that scared the shit out of me. Literally in that tweet, I said, his music is ass, but we can separate the art from the artist. And then people are like, no, you can't, blah, blah, blah. I'm going back and forth. I'm doing my little thing, right? And then people are like, oh, well, if you want to listen to it, that's fine. But like, just know you're I'm like, I literally said his music's ass. I don't want to hear it. I wish he never made it, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's like, it's legitimately bottom tier music to me. Just audibly, just sonically, bro. Get the creepy lyrics aside. I don't like the way he makes music. It is not my shit. It is not my jam. However, I can still acknowledge that someone who does listen to his music is not instantly a bad person, is not instantly condoning being a pedophile or being a murderer. It's as simple as that. Because we consume things from people that we don't condone on a daily basis. We consume things people watch Dexter. Does that mean they're pro serial killer? I think not. Now look, okay, moral story, people are idiots. Okay, people are, if you can't understand the concept of separating the art from the artist, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. And I hate to insult the audience, but I think most of you probably have the common sense to understand this kind of take, okay? So it's just for the hater that somehow made it to the end of the video, I'm calling them an idiot. But I have to hurry up and release this, because I want to release this video for the past few days. I'll tell you what happened, okay? 2 days ago, My stomach was killing me in the middle of the day. I couldn't record. The next day, I was waiting for a package to come because I had missed it the previous day. And I missed it the previous day because, wait, no. Oh, no. I streamed because I was like, I haven't streamed in a minute. And then basically, I was waiting for a package to come yesterday because they tried 2 days ago and I didn't hear because I was on stream. So I was like, man, like, I also probably wouldn't be able to hear if I was recording a YouTube video. So I'm probably going to hang out there just for me to find out they're delivering it Monday now. And by the time I realized that, then my stomach was hurting. Dude, I literally don't know what's up. Like, I can't eat anything without my stomach hurting. And then literally today, bro, early on, my stomach started hurting. Dude, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm very concerned about me. But anyways, yeah, state affairs. I can't get too into it because I gotta get this up. But yeah, bro, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Everything I've said, I'm so sorry, and I love you. Okay, have a great day, night, evening, morning.